His name is Lion Shinhao. Just a week ago, he was just an ordinary student. He didn't expect to be hit on the head by an alien while sitting in the park. But the alien compensated him by not only resurrecting him but also turning his entire body into a machine. After being modified, Lion Shinhao easily pierced a pigeon far away with his fingers. His friend Naoyuki Ando was stunned and asked him how he did it. Lion Shinhao took Naoyuki Ando to the parking lot and waved his hand to turn the car into a toy that he could manipulate at will. Oh my god, this is no longer just magic. And Lion Shinhao began to swell with pride. He went to school and found the school bully who often bullied Naoyuki Ando. With a gentle squeeze of his hands, the bully felt his bones break. Lion Shinhao made him apologize to Naoyuki Ando. The bully endured the pain and Lion Shinhao pointed his finger at him, feeling that he was not sincere enough. Naoyuki Ando was very clear about the meaning of this gesture and quickly stepped forward to stop him. Although Lion Shinhao was cold-blooded, he still listened to Naoyuki Ando's words and let the campus bully go. With power, Lion Shinhao's inner darkness gradually grew. He originally had a happy family, but his father cheated on his mother and abandoned her for another woman and had his own family of 4. Every time he thought of his mother working hard in the restaurant and looked at his warm and harmonious father's family, Lion Shinhao felt resentment and wanted to kill them, but when he saw his father smiling at him, he couldn't do it. There was too much resentment in his heart and he needed an outlet for it urgently. He heard that a family nearby was celebrating a birthday, so he broke in and transferred all of his resentment towards his father onto this innocent family of 3. Just then, a strange uncle broke in. Lion Shinhao didn't think much about it and raised his finger to kill him. The next day, the murder case made headlines, but Lion Shinhao remained indifferent and continued to develop more functions for his mechanical body. He lightly swiped his finger across his phone screen and added 10 million yen to it. He takes out a bag of money and gives it to Naoyuki Ando, who refuses to take it and instead asks him if he used his powers to kill someone. Lion Shinhao did not deny it when he saw Naoyuki Ando's disappointment. As his only friend left, Lion Shinhao felt a little lost, but he quickly picked himself up and began planning to take his mother abroad. His mother was very pleased to hear this and they were laughing and talking when several police officers appeared and said they wanted to take Lion Shinhao away to investigate a murder case. Lion Shinhao didn't expect to be exposed so quickly. He turned around and ran away in his mother's shocked gaze. In the end, he killed 3 policemen in a row. He escaped with a pair of jet devices that popped out from behind him. Lion Shinhao became Japan's most wanted criminal. Netizens mocked Lion Shinhao for being mentally ill and told him to die. Fortunately, there was a girl in his class who had always liked Lion Shinhao. He believed that Lion Shinhao must have had some difficulties and took him in. At the same time, the media turned their attention to Lion Shinhao's mother and accused her of raising such a pervert. They even demanded that she take responsibility for her son's sins. The mother kept apologizing, but the media became even more aggressive. Seeing his mother crying with her head in her hands, Lion Shinhao felt very guilty, but then a news report on TV sent him straight to hell. His mother committed suicide under too much pressure, and keyboard warriors on the internet cheered on her death. Some even left messages taking credit for leaking his home address to major media outlets. Lion Shinhao's eyes gradually turned cold. He decided to kill the group of keyboard warriors who had driven his mother to death. At the same time, a strange uncle also set his sights on Lion Shinhao. It was Ichirou Inuyashiki who witnessed the murder that night and was knocked down by Lion Shinhao himself. It turned out that he had also been modified by aliens. He was the man with the softest bones in Japan. When his boss was unhappy, he immediately knelt down, but he was also the hardest man in Japan. His whole body was made of steel bars and iron bones. He could be hit by dozens of missiles at the same time without any harm at all. His name is Ichirou Inuyashiki. A week ago, he was a useless coward named Ichirou Inuyashiki. One night he took his dog for a walk in the park but was hit by an alien spacecraft. When he woke up, he found out that he was no longer human. He often felt thirsty for no reason and smoke came out of his palms. Pressing his fingernail, 2 USB ports popped out. But that wasn't the end of it. His hand turned into a cool machine gun. He thought he was hallucinating, but then he realized something was wrong with his head. Pressing his neck, his head opened up. He heard his dog barking and his wife opened the door. But Ichirou Inuyashiki had returned to his original appearance. He didn't want anyone to notice the difference. When he got off work, he saw a dying pigeon and picked it up. He didn't expect to see the pigeon's injuries clearly in his eyes. He used his mind and the pigeon recovered instantly, flapping its wings and flying away. Just then he heard someone calling for help. He followed the sound and found a mother crying. It turned out that her child was seriously injured and became a vegetable. Ichirou Inuyashiki walked into the ward and saved the child in less than 30 seconds. Ichirou Inuyashiki was overjoyed and believed it was the power of God. He became obsessed with saving people. In just 2 days, he cured all the terminally ill patients in the hospital. That night, he heard someone calling for help again. When he rushed over, he saw 3 bodies lying down and a man standing with a hat on. Lion Shinhao turned around and Ichirou Inuyashiki recognized him. That night, Lion Shinhao was also there and he was also transformed by aliens, but they went on completely different paths. One killed people and one saved people. By chance, Ichirou Inuyashiki found Naoyuki Ando. Knowing that Lion Shinhao had hurt innocent people, Naoyuki Ando decided to join forces with Ichirou Inuyashiki to stop Lion Shinhao. Naoyuki Ando told Ichirou Inuyashiki that Lion Shinhao could use his finger as a gun and manipulate cars at will. Ichirou Inuyashiki also needed to practice these skills, but Ichirou Inuyashiki learned very slowly. After practicing for a long time, he only touched the edge of a soda can. Soon after, he shouted that he was thirsty and drank a bottle of water in one gulp. Then he fell painfully to the ground and sprayed the water he had just drunk onto Naoyuki Ando's face. Naoyuki Ando immediately knew what was wrong. There was salt in the water Ichirou Inuyashiki drank, which weakened the body function of modified humans. Although they hadn't figured out how to deal with it yet, they could use this weakness to deal with Lion Shinhao. Lion Shinhao was back to killing again over there. His home address was exposed, leading to a devastating outcome. His mother was publicly shamed by online users, driving her to the brink of suicide due to immense pressure. Seeking revenge, Lion Shinhao traced the most vicious individuals through the virtual realm. He pointed his finger at them with determination. This overweight man represents the epitome of an internet troll. In less than a minute, his life will come to an end. The slender man depicted on the computer screen is the one responsible for his demise. The man utters, "I'm going to end you." However, the overweight man scoffs with arrogance. Suddenly, the man raises his finger. The smirk vanishes from the overweight man's face. He lowers his head, and a gunshot wound appears on his chest. Lion Shinhao fires several more shots, ultimately taking his life. Those who participated in the cyberbullying that resulted in his mother's tragic fate have not escaped the wrath of Lion Shinhao. Upon learning of Lion Shinhao's latest act of violence, Cheyenne Watanabe bursts into tears. However, she remains undeterred. She tightly grasps his hand, hoping he can let go of his hatred and cease his killing spree. She becomes the first person to see his true self and still stand by his side. Lion Shinhao is touched by the warmth she brings and agrees to her plea. Yet, misfortune strikes once again. That very night, the special forces locate Cheyenne Watanabe's residence. As Lion Shinhao steps out of the room, bullets rain down upon him. In a split second, he shields Cheyenne Watanabe with his own body. When the gunfire subsides, he swiftly turns around and eliminates the threat. When he gazes back, he witnesses Cheyenne Watanabe lying lifeless, pierced by multiple bullets. The last flicker of life extinguishes, plunging Lion Shinhao into complete darkness. Since he is no longer tolerated here, he must be eradicated. He declares war upon everyone through the screens of towering buildings. Below, people mock Lion Shinhao for his audacity. In the blink of an eye, the streets descend into chaos. Suddenly, the entire city resounds with anguished cries. Ichirou Inuyashiki incessantly hears pleas for help from outside. Frantically, he severs Lion Shinhao's internet connection, replacing the figures on screens with Naoyuki Ando, urging everyone to discard their phones and seek refuge where screens cannot be seen. Observing Naoyuki Ando coming to confront him catches Lion Shinhao by surprise. However, it does not hinder his plan of annihilation. He activates the mechanical contraption behind him, commanding a barrage of missiles to rain upon the city. Ichirou Inuyashiki swiftly intervenes, flying over to obstruct him. Similar to Lion Shinhao, he raises his finger and delivers a lethal blow. Lion Shinhao sneers triumphantly. It is evident that Naoyuki Ando has divulged his techniques to Ichirou Inuyashiki's family. Nevertheless, he no longer cares. With a single kick, he effortlessly propels Ichirou Inuyashiki through 2 buildings. Ichirou Inuyashiki's offensive prowess may be lackluster, but his endurance is formidable. Despite the prolonged battle, no visible wounds mar Ichirou Inuyashiki's face. Conversely, Lion Shinhao feels a pang of thirst, preparing to hydrate himself. However, Ichirou Inuyashiki shatters his water bottle. Not to be outdone, Lion Shinhao swiftly seizes Ichirou Inuyashiki's water, consuming the majority of it. Upon witnessing Lion Shinhao unleash another onslaught of missiles, Ichirou Inuyashiki realizes his defeat and hastily retreats. Yet, even if he soars into space, the missiles will eventually catch up to him. The explosion propels Ichirou Inuyashiki off balance, and Lion Shinhao seizes the opportunity. Surprisingly, it wasn't missiles he fired but water. Lion Shinhao is stunned. After his palms emit smoke, his body begins to malfunction. Only then does he realize that Ichirou Inuyashiki has deceived him. It turns out that the liquid Lion Shinhao snatched from Ichirou Inuyashiki was saline solution. Seizing the opportunity, Ichirou Inuyashiki launches missiles towards him. Ichirou Inuyashiki flies back to Earth, but his ears catch a faint plea for help from his daughter. It turns out her building has been destroyed, and her life is in danger. Fortunately, Ichirou Inuyashiki returns just in time, resurrecting his daughter, but their joy is short-lived as Lion Shinhao kicks him down. To everyone's surprise, Lion Shinhao is not dead. He has returned for revenge. Ichirou Inuyashiki's face is filled with despair. He can only endure being repeatedly smashed to the ground. However, instead of taking his life, Lion Shinhao drags his daughter to the edge. He wants Ichirou Inuyashiki to experience the despair of being unable to save his loved one. In that moment, Ichirou Inuyashiki's paternal love ignites a small universe within him. He flies towards Lion Shinhao, who throws a punch as well. In the instant of contact, paternal love conquers all as he shatters Lion Shinhao. He flies towards his falling daughter, rescuing her once again from the brink of death.
マリ
お父さん
もう大丈夫だ助けなきゃいけない人がたくさんいるんだ
Then, he travels across every corner of the city, saving those in distress. Uncle Strange becomes a superhero, while the arch-villain Lion Shinhao, with his broken body, reunites with a good friend. Despite having killed many people, he remains gentle towards his friend. After all, he only has now Yuki Ando left. In the end of the story, Lion Shinhao departs in loneliness, and no one knows where he went.